Hi, my name is Mark Gordon and I'm a teacher. If you have found that you don't fit in, if school isn't fun for you, you wake up every morning saying, man, I don't want to be going. Or you're sitting in the classroom, what are they teaching us? Well, you may be in the right place because we believe, as Alan Watts did many years ago, they're not teaching us the real deal. Either they don't know or they won't tell. And over 25 years ago, I started working with at risk kids. Kids who didn't think well of themselves, kids who were judging themselves, kids that society judged. And I always believed that they were smart, if not smarter, than the other high school kids because they had gone through so much. Life was not easy for them. And so I got this job and I thought for sure when I could make a difference in their lives. And so let me take you back to the time of when I opened that door the first day. I see 14 or 15 students walking in the back of the room. Some are laying on the desk. Some of them are just goofing off to the max. And as soon as I stepped in, I heard, woo-wee! Look at him. He thinks he's going to effing teach us something? Wow, who dressed you up today, buddy? And, oh, I don't have to ask you to go to the bathroom. I can go anytime I want. Yeah, what do you got? You ain't gonna last. You ain't gonna last, man. We got rid of the last teacher in 3 days. I froze. What was going on? I didn't even want to be there. Here, all my good feelings were thrown out the window like that. Like that. And I thought to myself, I got to get out of here. And then I realized I have a 6-year-old to feed. And so finally, after like 3 or 4 minutes, they stopped and then complete silence. And I realized in that moment, who put these kids through so much pain? But that wasn't my problem at the moment because if I let them control the class, from that moment on, I would not be able to be an effective teacher. So I don't know where it came from, but out of me came all the curse words I had ever learned in my life, plus a few that I even had probably made up. And for like the next few minutes, I was ranting at them. Who do you think you are? You think you got experience? You think you got you? Do you know what I? You bop 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 bop, and you can just see the jaws drop, and everyone stood there frozen or sitting in place. Finally, I said, "Get your books out. Turn to a clean page. We got some work to do. And if you don't want to be here, the office is right down the hall. Anytime you want." And from that moment on, we had an understanding about each other because it wasn't about cursing. It was about mutual respect. And once we got mutual respect, we did some amazing things together in that class. And we've been doing some of those amazing things with hundreds, if not thousands, of kids since then. See, because the key is instead of filling human beings up with stuff you think is important, the key is asking questions. What are you curious about? What do you want to learn? In your heart of hearts, what's going on? Can we discuss this? Can we create programs around this? Can we create projects? That's what the Curiosity Lab is about. I've learned the way to actually be effective as a teacher is to ask questions. Have you ever been asked this in high school? Where have you felt most comfortable? What environment where you felt most like yourself? Or why do we always have to pay attention? Why can't we play attention? Isn't that more effective? And where, besides nature, can you feel both stimulated and soothed? What about if we turn trial and error? Who wants to be on trial? Who wants to commit errors? Into experiment and modify. Wouldn't that relieve the shame, blame, and guilt that society constrains us with. We're more of a scientist. The tools we've come up with and experimented with have been validated by neuroscience, the latest neuroscience. Unfortunately, it's been diminished in our society and not very well thought of. But since even before time began, all over this world, these tools have been the most effective, powerful tools to make learning enjoyable, to make it fun, to make it a challenge. So that's what we're going to be introducing. This podcast is your permission slip. You don't need to be better. You don't need to be any more than you are. You just have to figure out what's inside you. What questions really get you going? What do you want to learn about? And so you don't need anybody but yourself. And I want to tell you one last thing. You're not broken and you're not behind. You only just begun. So come join with us at Curiosity Lab. We can create some great stuff together. Thanks. Hope to see you next time.